Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review and comparison. I'm here to talk about the Sparkle Elite from Raquel Welch and compare it to their original Sparkle made with a machine-made cap. There is a significant price difference between the two of these. I recently reviewed the original and I'm excited to have the Elite to show you and to compare them for you so that maybe this will help you make an informed decision about which one might be best for you if you are looking at this style. If you want to know more, then stick around. First of all, I would like to thank Name Brand Wigs for sending me Sparkle Elite, the one on my head, so I can show all of you. I am so grateful to them for their support of this wig wearing community. I reviewed Sparkle a little while ago, and I reached out to Name Brand Wigs afterward, and I asked them if they would be open to allowing me to do a comparison because I just think these type of videos are so critical. They were very open to it and they did send me this wig right here so that I could do this comparison for you. So if you've never checked out Name Brand Wigs, please go to their website, namebrandwigs.com, and give them a look over. If you're ever looking for one of the major name brand wigs to purchase in the future, I'd love it if you would consider them. I am really a fan of theirs and grateful to the support that they give this community, and I'd love to show them a little bit of love. And this wig will be linked in the description with a coupon code so that you can save money if, after watching this video, you like what you see on one of these two pieces. All right, let's take a look at this one from all sides. Before I turn, I want to tell you, I am not going to cover color in this video. I covered color extensively in this video, and these are in the same color. So I will link my original review down below. You can go check out the color section of that video, which is always time-stamped in the description. And so you can skip the rest of it if you don't care to see the review. And that's where you can find the color information. All right, now let me turn around for you. I will tell you, I was shocked when I put this one on my head. So I want to dispel something that I thought may be true that I'm finding maybe isn't so true. And that is, just because a wig has monofilament doesn't mean that it's not going to have poof and volume. I really expected this one to be lower profile than the original because this whole top is monofilament. So there's no permatease up there because you can't really have permatease and a mono top. That doesn't make any sense to do that. And this one has some permatease. Now, that said, this is a very low permatease piece. There's not much permatease on this one. It's not poofy and pillowy. So you know, there wasn't a lot of permatease to counteract, but somehow they managed to give this one more volume than the other one. I will put some side-by-side pictures on the end so that you can see them compared. This one is definitely fuller than my original. Let's talk about those cap features that make the Elite different from the machine-made or their original Sparkle. First of all, we have a lace front. So right here, I don't even know if I have it situated right, we have a lace front on this one. So when I lift it up, you can see that lace, and then it melts right into my head. What that is for is to give a wig the appearance of growing out of your scalp. That way, if the wind were to blow, or if you were to decide you wanted to clip up some of these front to give it a little bit of a different look, you absolutely could because of that lace front. On the original, you don't have that, so you're not lifting up that front at all. But I'll tell you something, the front layers are really quite short. You would have to be in incredible gale force winds for that front to really blow up in any meaningful way that people would be able to see it. I know that is a concern for some of my wig sisters who wear bangs, and I know I've said in the past, if you have bangs, you don't need a lace front. And a few of you have corrected me and said that you prefer it because if your bangs blow, you don't want somebody to see the cap. But sometimes with certain cuts, short pixies like this, they're not going to blow a whole lot. And so that lace front is for your kind of comfort with wearing the wig, but I really don't think it's necessary for this wig to look natural. Likewise, this one has, and I'm not trying to tell you not to get the Elite. What I'm trying to do though is if you cannot afford the price of the Elite, I want you to feel confident that the other one is going to be just as natural looking. So this is a monofilament. All of this is parting space. It's also all hand tied. That makes this one over $200 more than the original. So when you think about it, you're paying out more than $200 extra to get these cap features, so they should really be important to you and give you something different, in my opinion. So let's get back to the monofilament. This is hand tied, which means that all of those fibers move naturally on that monofilament in all directions, basically in 180 degrees, versus fibers that are sewn as clumps onto a cap, they're not going to move as naturally. So when the wind blows, it is going to blow a little bit differently on this piece. The other part is you will not see down to cap, or if the wind blows the hair, you can see down to monofilament. That looks a little bit more natural. Again, it's all about your personal preference and what you're most comfortable in. Whether or not the monofilament is going to make a tremendous amount of difference. In my original review of the Basic Cap Sparkle, I showed some styling. I love wearing headbands with wigs like this. I don't know if I have. I do, right here. I love wearing headbands with wigs like this because I think it can make it more accessible to people who get overwhelmed in the beginning with wigs. I think it can help you to change up the look so that you don't feel so stuck with one style all of the time. And so definitely a headband with a wig like this is super, super fun. If you wanted to style this sparkle differently, you could, because of that monofilament. If you wanted to try to maybe take some clips and sort of do some, I love taking little tiny claw clips and doing little twists on these shorter styles. That makes it so fun. It's youthful. It gives you some different styling that you can do with it. And if you use little clips that have little pearls on them or something, it can really give you a fancy look. Because of this monofilament, I can do that all within that, and it's not going to, you're going to see down to basically scalp, not down to cap. That's another reason why the Elite could be a better choice if you're someone who likes to do styles like that, because you'll be able to do them with this in a way that you really won't be able to do with the basic cap. Also, if you noticed, when I started doing the twists, I may have some clips here I can use to kind of demonstrate. When I started doing clips, or when I started doing the twists, you notice that the volume that this piece had really got tamped down. That's another trick that I use to tamp down volume in wigs that are overwhelming. Little tiny claw clips like these. And you just, I mean, there's a million ways you can put them in, but you just kind of do the twist, you put the clip in, and it just tamps down that volume so very much. So if you're struggling with the wig wearing journey and you get overwhelmed by wigs, styling is a huge benefit to help you with that. This one's not going to match, but that's okay. I just grabbed. And then you could kind of do that all over, and that's going to give you the opportunity not only to style up the wig differently, but to tamp down some of the volume. Let me throw on the other sparkle so that you can see. Now that I've messed with this one, it doesn't have the volume that it had, but it definitely wants to kind of spike up and stick up on the top, and that makes this one more voluminous. But when I throw this one on, it doesn't have quite that same volume up there, even though this one does have some permatease. But you can see it's just flatter. And so one of the things, and the other thing I love to do with my sparkle is to tuck it. It really does give it a different look. But I wanted you to see that difference. It just doesn't have the volume. Now there can be differences from wig to wig. Well, can be. There almost always are some differences. You know, these aren't mass produced in the same way, see you guys, as, you know, clothing and things like that. And then when you've got hand-tied features like this one has, there can be differences. So you might get one that doesn't have this kind of volume. I want to tuck this one for you too so that you can see. I really, really like to tuck it. If you get one that has the volume like mine and you don't like it, you can tamp it down, you can style it. I really do think the more you wear it, the more the heat of your head is going to impact that as well. But just keep that in mind. Let me sort of summarize. if you are looking at Sparkle, you love the style overall, or you love the color selection that Raquel Welch has in their wigs. These have so many available colors, but you're not sure if you want to pay the extra money for the Elite because it is significantly more expensive than the regular. I have two suggestions for you. The first is to try the regular and see how it goes. Do you like it? Do you enjoy wearing it? It is sometimes nice to have wigs to alternate. So you might find that you get the regular Sparkle and that's fine for a while, and then maybe eventually you want to try the Elite. My other suggestion, if you're just not sure if you can do a machine-made cap, I know some of my wig sisters just can't wear basic caps. It's just not something they're comfortable with. Then just remember, if you get the Elite and the volume doesn't suit your taste, style away. Style it with clips, style it with a headband. There's so many things you can do with these short little pixie wigs. I just love it. But let's say you love volume. I know I've got wig sisters out there, the more hair, the better. The more permatease, the better. I wouldn't shy away from the Elite just because it doesn't have the permatease that the regular has. There is a little bit of permatease at the crown, first of all. That's giving it some lift back here. Second of all, this has a ton of volume. I mean, between the two, this one has way more height than the other one and appears to have more volume, even though it's a little bit lower in weight when you compare the two weights. One is 2.3 ounces and this one I think is 2.25 or something. So it's very subtle, but it is not heavier. So go for the Elite then. You're gonna be able to get some volume out of this one the way that they styled it up. So if you like volume, I think you can get it. That's all really I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to do the comparison. I want you to know that there are two different Sparkles out there, and that's not super uncommon. Raquel Welch does this often with their wigs. They'll come out with a piece that's either a machine made or basic cap or something maybe with just a mono part or something like that. And then they'll come out with an Elite version that has more cap features. So keep that in mind as you're wearing wigs. Raquel Welch is a great brand for finding styles that you love that come in some different cap structures. I think, I'm trying to think, I've reviewed some others that are like this, so it is definitely something that they do. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you once again to Name Brand Wigs for allowing me to do this comparison. And here comes some pictures. I'll talk to you in my next video.